Hello and welcome to the Clad Possible YouTube channel. Today, let's revise the month of November. Of course, we will not take up the entire month. So, the important current affairs from this month, let's try to discuss it, right? So, let's start off with the very first one. This is the Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. He has launched the 16th Urban Mobility India Conference and Exhibition in New Delhi. So we need to know what is the theme. The theme is integrated and resilient urban transport, of course, organized by housing and urban infrastructure. Right, the operational length of India's metro system right now stands at 895 kilometers, making it the third largest in the world. And so we are aware of the fact that for this particular year, railway as a theme becomes very important because railway sector has had the highest amount of allocation like ever. I'm not saying that in this budget, railway had the highest allocation, but in the history of railways, इतना पैसा budgetary allocation में नहीं मिला है, around 2.4 lakh crore, right? So and also like the Namo Bharat is something that was in news, is why we should keep this in mind. India is on the trajectory to become the world's second largest metro network in the next few years. And so there are governmental initiatives such as FAME 1 and FAME 2. So now what is FAME? This is basically talking about adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles. So this is how they're transforming urban infrastructure, urban transport. So we have read about the hydrogen fuel buses. We've spoken about hydrogen powered engines. We've spoken about electric vehicles in the past, right? So that is something we can keep in mind. Let's go ahead. The next one is so in this particular 16th Urban Mobility India Conference, there were a lot of awards that were given. So there were certain trophies, such as trophy for best research paper given to Ashri from IIT Hyderabad, right? From innovation, there was a best innovative solution given to Pothule Reja, and award for best sustainable solution given to Nama Yatri. For UMI Innovation Challenge Microgrid Labs India, for exhibition and conference and expo Coral Telecom and Sparsh. So more than these, I feel more important than these are the cities that have been given a certain kind of a recognition in this particular conference, but I've put both of them nonetheless, so you should sort of have an idea about it, right? So if we talk about the best public transport, that is with respect to Srinagar, non-motorized transport system is Pimpri Chinchwad Municipal Corporation. Most innovative financing mechanism is Jabalpur, right? Public involvement in its transport planning, this is Shillong, right? Then city with the best green transport initiative is Kochi. Multi-modal integration is Mumbai, right? Best passenger services and satisfaction of the passengers is Delhi Metro. And state which has implemented the best urban transport policies, right? This is the capital, National Capital Region, right? Urban transport, National Capital Region, NCR. Let's go ahead. The next one is United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification Data. So we are aware of the fact that there was the Rio conference and the Agenda 21 and all of that, right? So wherein, of course, there were a lot of different conventions that came into being. And one of the convention is to do with desertification. I feel this is also a very, very important one for you, primarily because of the fact that we are talking about millets, and millets are drought resistant crops, right? So let's talk about this. So India has, according to this, lost 30 point some million hectares of healthy land between 2015 to 19. You can keep this figure in mind. It has compiled this data from around 126 countries, right? So this was adopted in Paris in the year 1994 and it entered into force in 1996. It's a legally binding framework to deal with the problem of desertification. In fact, जैसे कि 2023 को इंटरनेशनल ईयर ऑफ द मिलेट्स बोलते हैं, ऐसे 2006 was declared to be the international year of deserts and desertification. Of course, we are aware of the fact that 17th of June every year is a day when we celebrate, it's a world day to combat desertification, right? So this is 17th of June. Kindly keep this in mind, right? This is the day that is associated with the fight against desertification. And for this particular year, our theme for 17th of June is Her Land, Her Rights. Apart from this, the executive secretary of this entire convention is Simon Steele. In fact, in 2013, Canada became the first country to withdraw itself from this particular legally binding convention. But 3 years later, they said we want to be a part of it again. And so, hence, in 2017, it became a party to the convention again. The Conference of Parties happens biennially since 2001, right? So the next one, which will be COP16, that will take place in Saudi Arabia in 2024, and the one in 2022 took place in Ivory Coast. Let's go ahead. The next thing is with respect to tuberculosis. So what has happened is there's this professor called Professor Sarang Deo, and he's from Indian School of Business, and he's been appointed to the WHO's advisory group for tuberculosis. So it's a 15-member group. The group is called the Strategic and Technical Advisory Group, and it is chaired by Ethel Leonor Masil from the Brazilian ministry. So this is the chairperson, and this person, Professor Sarangdeo, is a part of that particular committee. Of course, we do understand that tuberculosis is an infectious disease. It is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis, right? There's a vaccine also for it called the BCG. And this BCG vaccine was developed by French scientists Albert Calmet and Camille Guerin. We've also come up with our own sort of governmental scheme called the Pradhan Mantri TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. This is an initiative of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and we wish to eliminate tuberculosis by 2025. Within this, there is also an initiative of Nikshay Mitra. Nikshay Mitra is sort of on a similar lines like corporate social responsibility, wherein there are people and there are institutions that put in money for the upkeep and for the treatment of a particular tuberculosis patient, right? So you literally give money and you're like a donor and you're supporting the health facility of for a patient. Now, Nikshay digital portal is also there, right? Then there's World Tuberculosis Day, which is on the 24th of March. And the theme is, yes, we can end TB. Of course, bedaquiline is another thing that you should ideally revise with this, because, yeah, so Johnson's and Johnson's वाला ये हमने काफी बार किया है. फिर इसके बाद आ गया China approves world's first passenger carrying flying taxi, EHang's EH216S. This is important, right? So, there is a company called EHang, and it has received the world's first airworthiness type certificate for EH216S. It's a fully autonomous drone designed to carry 2 passengers, right? So, abhi to it is going to happen in China. Thereafter, of course, once they get more certificates such as this, and this is world's first, right, to get such a certificate, then maybe, even from one country to another, people might start traveling in such drones. So, yeah, so it allows vertical takeoff and landing. It's an aircraft, of course, and the CEO is Yuazi Hu. EHang's joint venture with Zio Tourism, marked by the delivery of 5 such units, it aims to foster low altitude tourism and deploy at least 120 in the next 5 years. So keep this in mind. This is very, very important, right? And quite interesting. Drones is also something that we can expect a question on, since there are a lot of initiatives related to drone this year. Then his Ministry of Roads, Transport and Highway have given like a report on road accidents. What we need to keep in mind is for the 5th consecutive time, maximum accidents have taken place in Tamil Nadu, and maximum road fatalities is there in UP. You see, you understand the difference between the two. Like accidents सबसे ज़्यादा तमिलनाडु में हुए हैं, लेकिन उनके कारण जो impact पड़ा है वो सबसे ज़्यादा यूपी में है. Fatality सबसे ज़्यादा यूपी में है. Then there is an exercise Kazan 2023 that was between India and Kazakhstan. The location is Otar, Kazakhstan, and it is between the Air Force of the two countries, and it was the 7th edition. By the way, Collins dictionary named AI as the word of the year for the year 2023. That is also another one-liner that can be asked, or maybe it can be a part of a passage that's talking about crypto, AI, so on and so forth, humanoid robots. And then they can ask you, which is the word of the year. The next one is an award. So this has been given to a UK-based writer, Indian-born UK-based writer, Nandini Das. And she's won the British Academy Book Prize 2023 for quoting India, England, Mughal, India, and the origins of the empire. The British Academy Book Prize was formerly called Naik Al Rohden Prize, and it was established in 2013. And 2022 का जो winner है वो चिली का है, right? Alia Trabuco Zeran. And the book written by Alia Trabuco Zeran was When Women Kill, Four Crimes Retold. Kindly keep this in mind also, because of the entire lithium triangle, right? So ABC, Argentina, Bolivia, Chile. So क्या पता critical minerals के passage में एक ये बुकर प्राइज तो नहीं है, लेकिन एक इसके बारे में भी क्वेश्चन आ जाए. So then we've done this a lot of times. Let's do it again. UNESCO's Creative Cities Network. So this entire initiative started in 2004. And what are they doing? They're basically recognizing different cities on the basis of certain categories, such as city of music, city of literature, city of gastronomy, right? City of media arts, so on and so forth. So the total cities in this particular list is 350, out of which 55 new cities were added in this year, 2023. And how many cities, Indian cities, are there? In totality, there are 8. The first Indian cities to become a part of it was in 2015. This was Varanasi and Jaipur. This is for City of Music and this is for their art. And which are the other 8, right? So in this year, which was added, one was Gwalior as the city of music in Madhya Pradesh. And one was Kozhikode from Kerala, and this is the city of literature. The others also you should ideally keep in mind. So there's Srinagar, there's Chennai, Hyderabad, and Mumbai. This was announced on World Cities Day, which is the 31st of October. The theme for 2023 is financing a sustainable urban future for all. The 2024 UCCN annual conference is going to happen in Portugal, and the theme would be bringing youth to the table for the next decade. So every line could be turned into like an MCQ. The next one is Salimul Haq passes away at 71. Very, very, very important person in the field of environment. Right, so he was from Bangladesh. He was the director of the International Center for Climate Change in Bangladesh. Now you will understand the importance. He was the lead author of the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th assessment report of the IPCC, which is the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. He attended all of the 27 conference of parties of the UNFCCC. He gave advice to the least developing country group in UNFCCC. In 2022, Queen Elizabeth II also bestowed upon him the Order of the British Empire, which is a huge honor. And one of his main goals was to create loss and damage program for the developing countries. And for those who've already read about COP27 of UNFCCC, you do understand that loss and damage fund was one of the focal points of that particular conference of parties. So kindly keep this person's name in mind. And in case there is a entire passage on India and Bangladesh, and they talk about Maitri Setu and Rupur nuclear plant, maybe this could be one of the questions that they ask. Then his autobiography of S. Somnath, this is in his language, Malayalam, right? The title, I would not like to ruin the pronunciation by trying to pronounce it, but that's the title, and it's an autobiography of S. Somnath, the chairperson of ISRO, of course. Now, India First Life has become the first life insurance company to receive Gift City's approval. So, Gift City का IFSC registration मिला पहली life insurance company को, उसका नाम क्या है? India First Life. Now, Gift City, it was established in 2015 under the Special Economic Zone Act of 2005. IFSCA is a regulatory body because the companies that are there in the Gift City, इनके ऊपर normal compliances like SEBI और IRDAI, इन सबके compliances नहीं लगते. इनके लिए अलग से compliances वाली body है, जिसको International Financial Services, International Financial Services Center Authority भी बोलते हैं. It is a statutory body that came into effect in 2020. The act was made in 2019. And right now, the chairperson who has been appointed in this particular year, this is a new chairperson, kindly keep it in mind. The name is K. Rajaraman. The next one is Mr. Girish Chandra Murmu, and what has he not done, right? So he's been elected as the vice chair of the UN External Auditors Panel. He's the 14th Comptroller Auditor General of India, which, by the way, is a constitutional post under Article 148 of the Constitution. He's also the external auditor of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, very, very important because of the fact that if they ask you questions on women representation, They can talk about interparliamentary union, because we've done a lot of facts and details with respect to, the representation of women all over the world, right? And that is something that has been told to us by the interparliamentary union. Apart from that, even the fact that there was a P20 and it was a P20 meeting and it was a success. So I mean, that there also IPU is a part. So this is something you can keep in mind. Right, chairman of the panel of external auditors of the Asian Organization of Supreme Audit Institutions, external auditor of WHO, in fact, re-elected, and he had succeeded the Philippines wala Auditor General. He's also the external auditor of ILO, which is not something that I've written here, but like again, of course, that's another feather in his cap. बहुत काम करता है ये. Then is Auditor General, ये तो हो गया. Inaugural LG of the UT of Jammu and Kashmir also, okay. First LG of UT of Jammu and Kashmir. In fact, he was the principal secretary to Narendra Modi during his tenure as a CM of Gujarat. Baki, Mamta Banerjee has named Saurav Ganguly as the brand ambassador of Bengal. There's nothing more to it over there. So Colin Jackson has been appointed as the international ambassador for the 2023 Tata Steel Kolkata run. Right, so he's a former 110-meter hurdle world record holder. This particular event was instituted in 2014, and it has become like a running revolution in Eastern India. So this is where it happens, right? Kolkata. And the slogan for this year is Amar Kolkata Amar Run. Colin Jackson, a hurdling legend, so he's received like lots of medals, by the way, but some of them are here. So silver medal at the Commonwealth Games in 1986, gold at the Stuttgart World Championship in 1993, where he made a world record, a remarkable time of 12.91 seconds, right? So 110-meter mein. He was also dominating the European Championship for 12 consecutive years, multiple gold medals, right? He's also an accomplished author, so he's written a lot of books. His autobiography is called Autobiography, which is okay, whatever. So there are books such as Life's New Hurdle, The Young Athlete. With his sister, he's also founded another organization, and it's an initiative for prostate cancer to spread awareness, and it's called Go Dad Run. So yeah, so that's that about Colin Jackson. अगर ममता बनर्जी, तीस्ता वाटर, मेधा पटकर, ये सब कुछ साथ में पूछ सकते हैं. Then is Niti Aayog appoints 4 distinguished fellows under the fellowship guidelines. Just learn their names. Professor Anup Singh, right, from macroeconomics. Dr. O.P. Agarwal, urban transport. Dr. Ajay Chaudhary, electronics industry. And V. Lakshmi Kumaran. This is taxation ke field se. Okay, so this is for a period of 1 year. Finally, Supreme Court welcomes 3 new judges to take the entire strength to the sanction strength of 34. So these are former Delhi High Court Chief Justice, Justice Satish Chandra Sharma, Justice Augustine George, and Justice Sandeep Mehta. So till the time that Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul is not going to retire, because he's going to, of course, turn 65 soon, which will be on the December 25th, 2023. तब तक ये 34 की स्ट्रेंथ पे काम करेंगे. Then Rajendra Menon has been re-elected as the chairman of the Armed Forces Tribunal. Just an appointment, learn the name. Now, this is something that I personally really found very interesting. So Mika is an AI-powered humanoid robot who last year became the CEO of this company, which is a Polish beverage company. It's called Dictador. And this humanoid is doing really well, right? So apparently she operates tirelessly. She's always 24/7, she's working 7 days a week. Her responsibility, she doesn't fire people. That is still being done by human beings, because of course a humanoid will find everyone else lazy, right? So but she identifies potential clients, designs bottles and this and that. She doesn't design bottles, as in she gets people to do that, right? And in addition to that, she's also leading the company's Art House Spirits DAO project. So, and which is also involving a collection of non-fungible tokens. So that's Mika for you. Please keep that in mind. Right. Then NPCI has appointed Pankaj Tripathi as the UPI Safety Ambassador. NPCI, of course, is a statutory body. It was made because of the Payment and Settlement Act of 2007. It was established in 2008. The CEO is Dilip Asbe and the chairperson is Biswa Mohan Mahapatra. इसको UIDAI के साथ मत कंफ्यूज करना, वहां पे अमित अग्रवाल है, यहाँ पे दिलीप आसबे है. Then is Shiv Nadar. So this is what is this? This is Hurun India Philanthropy List. Philanthropy list mein they've said, the top spot has been taken for the 5th consecutive time by Shiv Nadir and his family. Then Azim Premji, then Mukesh Ambani. These are the top 3 philanthropists of India. Don't have to learn all of this. Maybe just learn the fact that, this is the first one, Shiv Nadar and family. Then is Saima. Saima Wazid is the daughter of Sheikh Hasina. She's been elected as the WHO Regional Director for Southeast Asia. So it was a decisive win. She won 8 out of 10 votes, right? She surpassed her opponent, who is Nepal's Shambhu Prasad Acharya. This election took place at the 76th session of the Regional Committee in New Delhi, right? And she's going to take on this task from February 1st, 2024, and it's going to be a 5-year term. Baki WHO Southeast Asia region is one of the 6 regions within the World Health Organization, and the headquarters are in New Delhi. फिर आ गया Emmy Awards. Of course, एक तो एकता कपूर and one is Veer Das, right? So these 2 things are important. The rest also I've put it here. So this happened in New York. Netflix emerged as a standout with 2 best comedy series. One is Derry Girls and one is our own Veer Das, called Veer Das Landing. And Ekta Kapoor has received the prestigious Directorate Award, by the way, which is good, I guess. And these are different categories and people who won, right? So drama series is Empress. I've seen none of these, by the way. Not that they care whether I see it or not, but yeah. So you can look at this, you can learn it up. Maybe you must have seen some of them or maybe even heard of it, because I honestly haven't, right? Except for the Empress, I've heard of that, not seen it yet. Okay, so that's Emmy Awards. Then the next one is Perumal Murugan's Firebird wins 2023 JCB Prize for Literature. So a Tamil writer translated into English by Janani Kannan, and this entire ceremony took place in New Delhi. वर्चुअल प्रेजेंस था चेयरमैन ऑफ जेसीबी का लॉर्ड बैम्फोर्ड, लेकिन सीईओ ने इन पर्सन दिया था ये वाला अवार्ड, एंड दिस इज बिन पब्लिश्ड बाय पेंगुइन रैंडम हाउस इंडिया. Then is Deepthi Babuta becomes the first woman, very very important, right? कहीं पे भी first woman दिख रहा है ना, उसको रट लो. First woman to bag the Dahan Prize for Punjabi literature, right? So this is the largest international literary award for fiction, and books. But so basically, the name is Hunger Breeds Like This, and this happened in Canada. Again, another reason why it is important, and also Punjabi. So you can make the. So you don't need to know who the other finalists. I've just written it here. So Balijit from Mohali and Jameel Ahmad Paul from Lahore. So it is Deepthi Baputa who got this particular prize. So the Dahan Prize, it was established in 2013, right? And it is given by the Canada India Education Society. Then is Uttar Pradesh bags the first prize for best state in inland fisheries. ठीक है, तो ये प्रधानमंत्री मत्स्य संपद योजना ये inland fisheries के लिए बना था 2020 में, तो उसके करते उत्तर प्रदेश has become like it's got the first prize. Then we'll talk about Madhuri Dixit. She has received an award at the 54th International Film Festival of India in Goa, right? So for her contribution to Bharatiya cinema. And in 2014, she was also appointed to UNICEF. So not only is she doing a lot of cinema and movies, but she's also into philanthropy and all. Then is Indira Gandhi Peace Prize for 2022 presented to COVID-19 warriors. Very important, right? So it was jointly awarded to the Indian Medical Association and Trained Nurses Association of India. And it was presented by former Vice President Dr. Mohammad Hamid Ansari, and he also had like 2 consecutive terms, right? And so did S. Radhakrishnan. So anyway, former Vice President presented the honor to Dr. Sharat Kumar, who is the President of Indian Medical Association, and Professor Roy K. George, who is the President of Trained Nurses Association of India. Then is Nicaragua's Shenis Palacios crowned 72nd Miss Universe 2023. So yeah, so this happened in El Salvador. She's the first Nicaraguan woman to win this, right? So she expressed her admiration for this British philosopher Mary, who highlighted women's limitless possibilities, right? So there were also a lot of people advocating for trans rights and all of that, right? Uh, there were two of them, in fact, Ricky Cole and Marina Machette. Both pioneers of messages for resilience and marking historic inclusion as the first trans women contestants. Very, very important in the 72nd Miss Universe. होस्टिंग ड्यू चलो वो देख लेना उसको लर्न करना है कि नहीं बट वो कर लेना ट्रांसजेंडर वाला एंड द पर्सन हु वन इट now Jimmy Kimmel is going to host the next Academy Awards, and this is going to happen for the fourth time. That's all, nothing else. Also because of the fact that, you know, when he hosted in 2023, the ceremony garnered 18.7 million viewers, which is the highest since the pre-pandemic broadcast. Then his JSW bags award to develop greenfield port in Karnataka. So this is in Kenny in Karnataka. This is between the Mormugao port in the north and the new Mangalore port in the south, right? So this is JSW infrastructure. Then is Suresh Vadkar has been named for the Maharashtra's Lata Mangeshkar Award 2023. Then Pakistan-based startup She Guard has won the top climate innovation competition. So this is quite cool, है ना? मतलब all of it is. So emerged victorious at the Climate Launchpad Asia Finals, Asia Pacific Finals. So what they've done is they've transformed banana crop waste into affordable, eco-friendly sanitary napkins. So because of the fact that, you know, they're saying that the plastic sanitary napkins are also a cause of a lot of what do you say? It's bad for the ecology, it's bad for the environment, right? So this they have emerged victorious. So this was hosted by the National Partner Center for Creativity and Sustainability, and it was funded by the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade of Ireland, right, by Irish aid Mehreen Raza, who's the founder and CEO. Okay, so you need to know the founder and CEO of She Guard. So Mehreen Raza is the one who is heading She Guard. And Climate Launchpad, so it was organized by Europe's leading climate innovation initiative. That's okay, don't have to get into that. This is since 2013. अच्छा, so runner up की बात करें तो Vietnamese startup भी है Alterno, who made this low cost thermal energy storage solution for drying agricultural products. And then there was a Japanese startup OnBar. It claimed the third spot with an innovative idea of using seawater to generate green hydrogen. The next one is Salman Rushdie, and of course, you know about the attack and everything, right? So he's it's very interesting. The name of the award is Lifetime Disturbing the Peace Award, right? So he's got a Lifetime Disturbing the Peace Award, and he's been celebrated for his works such as the Satanic Verses. This is in the Vaclav Havel Center where he received this. And he humorously pondered on which side of the fence he is, because very recently he's also received the Peace Prize of the German book trade. So ek or mein he's got like the Peace Prize, and on the other end he's got a Lifetime Disturbing the Peace Award. So his latest book is titled Knife: Meditation After an Attempted Murder, which is what happened to him. Like in 2022, he was delivering a lecture in New York, and he was subjected to an onstage attack. 15 बार इनको स्टैप किया गया था, and he's also lost an eye because of that, right? And this is mostly because of this book called the Satanic Verses, which he had published like in 1988, right, around 35 years ago. People are still after his life. So Vaclav Havel Center also bestowed this particular award to a courageous writer called the Ala Abdel Fattah. So he's imprisoned, right, and he's like a symbol of resistance in Egypt. Again, authoritarianism. All right, so his aunt accepted it on his behalf, and he gained a lot of recognition during 2011 pro-democracy uprising in the Middle East. Fine, so he is repeatedly imprisoned under Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's presidency. So that's how you can relate it. Maybe a one-liner can be asked on this person's name. Then his Grammy Awards 2024, Fagani Shah has been nominated, and so is Narendra Modi, by the way, for Abundance in Millets. This is a song that has been written to to uh, to make millets very, very popular, right? So you can hear the song and maybe, I don't know, analyze whether it'll get a Grammy or not, but they have been nominated, right? And it also features a speech written and delivered by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. She's the first South Asian woman to win a Grammy award in like the children category back in the day. So new categories have been introduced in this year's Grammy. These are three new categories: Best African Music Performance, Best Alternative Jazz Album, and Best Pop Dance Recording. Then is 19th Kalakar Puraskar Award has been given to Apollinaris D'Souza, organized in Mangaluru, right? So that is something you can keep in mind. AIFF is All India Football Federation has won the AFC President's Recognition Bronze Award for grassroots football, right? So RBI has won the Change Maker of the Year award, and Governor Shaktikanta Das has accepted it on behalf of RBI. Eminent writer Padmanabhan receives the prestigious Kerala Jyoti Award. So these are high civilian honors. So Kerala Jyoti Award is the highest. In fact, Kerala Prabha Award was given to Justice M. Fatima Bibi, who just passed away yesterday. And she was the first female Supreme Court judge. So kindly keep that in mind. Nataraj Krishnamurthy also has been recognized for the same in the field of arts. Then a 10-year-old, his name is Vihan, right? He has won the Wildlife Photographer of the Year award, which is organized by the Natural History Museum, also often hailed as the Oscars of photography. And his photo will become a part of the prestigious WPY 59 collection at the Natural History Museum. Next is social worker Deenanath Rajput from Bastar wins Rohini Nayyar Prize, right? So this is in the memory of late economist Dr. Rohini Nayyar, right? And this has been given to Deenanath Rajput because he's worked for empowering tribal women in Bastar in Chhattisgarh. Also established FPO. FPO is Farmer Producer Organization, which sort of, is a group of farmers, small and marginal farmers, that gives them a little more leverage when they are getting into a contract with, let's say, an MNC or something. And it was presented by Mr. N.K. Singh, who's the chairman of the 15th Finance Commission. Then is Australia wins 2023 World Cup. Of course, everyone knows it. Nobody likes it, but well, we have to accept it, right? So what all do we have to keep in mind? So this was the 13th edition, right? First semi-final was between India and New Zealand. ये सब पता है तुमको, है ना? Second semi-final between Australia, South Africa. Finals कहाँ पे हुए थे? नरेंद्र मोदी स्टेडियम. ऑस्ट्रेलिया को कितना पैसा मिला? बहुत ज्यादा. Let's just keep it at that. Total matches were 48. Total teams were 10. Player of the tournament was Virat Kohli. Man of the match was Travis Head. Most runs Virat Kohli. Most wickets Mohammad Shami. Mascot was Blaze and Tong. Theme song was Dil Jashan Bole. Brand ambassador Shah Rukh. Global brand ambassador Sachin. Most sixes and most fours Rohit Sharma. This might be a little incorrect, but most wali cheez ke upar aap focus kar lo, right? Highest number of centuries is Quinton. Double century Glenn Maxwell, Martin Guptill, and Chris Gale. Capacity of Narendra Modi Stadium 1,32,000. Then is 10th successive win of India to advance to the finals. The 10th one was with New Zealand. We won by 70 runs. Highest number of catches is Daryl Mitchell. Highest number of dismissals is Quinton. Again. Now, this is to do with all of your scores. Of course, do we have to learn the entire thing? No, I'll tell you how to do it. So you will see which country has been the host maximum times. When is it that the host has been with two different countries? Two countries together have become a host. कौन कितनी बार जीता है? ऑब्वियसली ऑस्ट्रेलिया सबसे ज्यादा बार जीता है. विनर का स्कोर को छोड़ दो, तुम्हें देखना है तो देख लो दिल जलाने के लिए. देन इज रनर अप भी लर्न कर लेना, कौन कब रनर अप वगैरह बना. रिजल्ट का भी इट्स ऑल राइट. सो दिस इज समथिंग दैट यू विल हैव टू डू ऑन योर ओन बेटा. सो क्वेश्चन सच एज इंडिया कितनी बार रनर्स अप में था, इंडिया कितनी बार जीता है. सो ऑल ऑफ दैट I'll put the PPT in the description box. You can learn it up on your own. Then is over here we are talking about how many times every country won. Here we are talking about who was the captain of the team when they won. Here we are talking about IPL. Here we are talking about the achievements, right, of different players. कितना कितना उन लोगों ने विकेट लिया, जो प्लेयर ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट था, ठीक है. Then is Pankaj Advani wins World Billiards Championship for record 26 time. So this is the 26th IBFSF World Billiards Championship. Defeated Saurabh Kothari, right? Was the 2018 world champion. Won its first world title in 2003. मोहम्मद शामी की बात हम लोगों ने ऑलरेडी कर ली है. फर्स्ट इंडियन बॉलर टू पिक अप 7 विकेट्स इन ODI. देन इज वैक्स म्यूजियम स्टैचू में वैक्स स्टैचू लगेगा किसका? विराट कोहली का. देन इज नोवाक जोकोविच हैज वन द रिकॉर्ड 7th ATP फाइनल्स टाइटल. सो दैट इज समथिंग यू कैन कीप इन माइंड. इसके अलावा अगर हम बात करें तो ICC इज गोइंग टू इंट्रोड्यूस अ स्टॉप क्लॉक टू रेगुलेट द पेस ऑफ प्ले. कि मतलब they are basically trying to ensure that the audience experience becomes a little better while watching the entire match and all of that, right? So in this particular case, the rule is going to come into effect in 2024, right? And they do not want slow overs and all of that. So that is what they are going to do over here. So the introduction of short clocks draws from other sports, which is notably like tennis. अपकमिंग T20 सीरीज इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया में उधर नहीं होगा, लेकिन बाद में थोड़ा थोड़ा करके दे विल ट्राई टू incorporate this entire thing. So that is something which is important. Then is All India Football Federation and Odisha Government Inc. MOU for FIFA AIFF Academy, right? And so where is this academy going to be? It is going to be there in Bhubaneswar. ICC has banned transgender players from international women's cricket. See, this is because of a controversy that was sparked by Canada's Danielle McGahey. Became the first transgender cricketer to participate in matches which were qualifying matches, right? So they have basically said that since cricket is going to become a part of, is a part of like Olympics and all of that. So what they are going to do is they are going to ban these transgender players. Then is ICC has announced the induction of 3 cricketing maestros into the coveted ICC Cricket Hall Fame of Work, which is Virendra Sehwag, Diana Idalji, and Sri Lankan superstar Aravinda De Silva. Then ICC also suspended Sri Lanka because they believe that the government is interfering. When the government over there, they sort of sacked the head of the Sri Lankan cricket organization, and they instead put Arjun Ranatunga instead. So they have sort of suspended them. Meg Lanning has announced her retirement. Then is women hockey team has won a gold at the Asian Champions Trophy 2023 that happened in Ranchi. Then is archer Deepika Kumar. Archery is also damn important this year. Huh? 2 gold medal, 1 silver medal at the national level. So you have to learn this representing Jharkhand, right? Then is Sultan of Johor Cup. India hockey wins bronze medal, right? Champion जो है वो है Germany. 11 Sultan of the Johor Cup था. कहाँ पे था? Malaysia में था, right? So this is our 3rd title in the Sultan of Johor Cup. That is what we can keep in mind. Then is Sri Lanka's Angelo Matthews becomes first cricketer to get timed out because he was like, one got out, he had to come there on time, and he didn't sort of do that because he was fiddling around with his helmet. In fact, more than that, he also called for another helmet, and during that time, of course, the other team was like, chalo theek hai, let's take the advantage of the rule and get this person timed out. This was between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, and unfortunately he was timed out, right? So this is Angelo Matthews. This is very, very important for you, right? So the rule says that you have to be ready to receive the next ball within 2 minutes of the dismissal or the retirement. So he did not do that. DLS full form क्या होता है? Duckworth-Lewis Stern method. This is basically a mathematical formula to calculate the target score for the team batting the second in a limited overs match, which has been interrupted by weather or by other circumstances. Don't have to learn how was it made, just have to learn the full form. And थोड़ा सा कि मतलब ठीक है कोई ऐसा क्रिकेट मैच है जो इंटरप्ट हो जाता है वेदर या कुछ सर्कमस्टांसिस से, तो सेकंड टीम का टारगेट स्कोर कैलकुलेट करने का ये फॉर्मूला है. Was devised by two English statisticians, Frank Duckworth and Tony Lewis. First used in 1997, then 2015 में it was updated by Steve Stern, and so hence it was changed to Duckworth, Lewis and Stern method. Wankhede Stadium में सचिन तेंदुलकर का statue, that is important. Saudi Arabia is going to host the 2034 FIFA World Cup. ACO partners with R. Madhavan as the voice of their customer. It is a insurtech company. Then RBI has imposed 1 crore penalty on Union Bank because they failed to comply with the regulations of RBI. Anurag Thakur has launched inaugural VFX and Tech Pavilion at the 54th IFFI, जिसमें माधुरी दीक्षित को वो award मिला था. Then is 11th edition of the International Tourism Mart in Shillong, Meghalaya. ठीक है, this is obviously by the Ministry of Tourism, G. Kishan Reddy. ठीक है, and this is basically it was about unique tourism potential by adopting low carbon options. ठीक है, so environmentally friendly तरीके से tourism को और ज़्यादा बढ़ाना. India has achieved this milestone in patent grants, which is 41,010 patents in 2023 to 24, which by the way hasn't even ended yet, right? So we are sitting in the third quarter. बहुत important है. It can be coupled with other patent IPR based questions. Then is 20 critical mineral blocks को हम लोग auction करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. बेटा ये हमने बहुत ढंग से किया है. We've spoken about all critical minerals maybe in the month of October or September, one of the two. Learn it from there, and over here these are 20 critical minerals को हम लोग auction out करने की बात कर रहे हैं. फिर हमारा फर्स्ट इंटरनेशनल क्रूज लाइनर विच इज कॉस्टस सेरीना. सो लाइक यू डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज बिटवीन एमवी एम्प्रेस एंड कॉस्टस सेरीना. आई टेल यू व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द टू. So basically what has happened over here is the fact that yester years में जो long distance intercontinental travel होता था उसको हम cruise liner बोलते थे, और जो short distance वाले और long distance वाले का umbrella term होता था cruise vessel. Now gone are the days that people used to sit in a cruise liner and go from one continent to another because we have aircrafts and all now. But maybe the government is trying to bring that back. Although Costa Serena right now is just going to roam around in India only, but they have termed it as a cruise liner and we learn it like that. So cruise vessel bola first international cruise vessel to MV Empress, international cruise liner बोल दिया तो Costa Serena. बाकी Islamic Arab Summit हुआ है. This summit took place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, right? OIC was made in 1969 and the Secretary General is Hussein Brahim Taha. ठीक है. Then is Russia is pulled out of yet another convention, which is the Convention of Armed Forces in Europe, right? So they have said कि NATO का बहुत expansion हो रहा है, तो we don't want to get into all of this, ठीक है? So Russia has revocated the CTBT also very recently, है ना? And test launched the intercontinental ballistic missile. So this CFE was signed in 1990 and it was fully ratified by 1992. That aimed to prevent conventional armed forces by massing of the conventional armed forces by NATO. Then is PVTG, we've done it plenty of time, Debar Commission, 75 particularly vulnerable tribal groups. So hua kya hai? So Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to launch the PM PVTG mission, and he's going to do it coincided with the birth anniversary of the tribal freedom fighter called Birsa Munda. Birsa Munda का जो village है Ulihatu in Jharkhand Kunti district, that is the birthplace, of course. So he's going to go and visit there. He's going to become the first sitting PM to do so. Last year President Draupadi Murmu made a historical visit there, and साथ ही साथ they are also going to launch Vikasit Bharat Sankalp Yatra from Kunti, right? So which is going to be commencing from tribal dominated districts, and they will aim to cover all these districts by January 2024. Then is Ayodhya has also set a Guinness record by lighting 22 lakh diyas at this Deeputsav that they have, right? Then there's this Mitti Cafe which is going to be run by people who are specially abled within the premises of the Supreme Court. And this Mitti Cafe is founded by Alina Alam in 2017, and now it's also going to be in Supreme Court. And by the way, 3rd December is also the International Day of Disability, so maybe can be asked. Then they also, Supreme Court put a nationwide ban on the use of barium and other prohibited chemicals in firecrackers. Then is government has launched Bharat Atta initiative, which is for affordable wheat flour. Instead of purchasing it at 40 to 45 rupee per kilogram, people will be able to do it at 27.5 per kilogram, which makes it more affordable. Then is IIT Madras has set up its campus on Zanzibar Island in Tanzania. This is the first IIT institute to be there. Chile has become the 95th member of International Solar Alliance, which was made in 2015. Gurugram में इसका headquarter है. Director General is Ajay Mathur. Bhutan's King Wangchuk has arrived in India for talks with PM Narendra Modi, and they are particularly interested in the Doklam Tri-Junction, जो हम लोगों ने चाइना के relations में जब बात की थी, तो we had spoken about Doklam. FATF has removed Cayman Islands from its grey list, but there are still 23 countries, and these are the countries right now that are there in the grey list. Don't learn all of them, just learn the number. But since you would have asked me this anyway, I've put it up over here. Out of which Turkey and South Africa are the G20 countries that are a part of it. Yeah, and that is that. Thank you very much. I will see you soon with a new video. Thank you. All the best.